My name is Rainday. It's you know, I am Paladins. I guess that's what that was saying to me here, guys. We're so excited. We're in the game. We're outside of the game. My name's Evan Rayner. This is Nick Keogh, otherwise known by Rainday and Hi-Rez Pretty Hair. We're excited to cast the action for you today in week 2 for North America. And yesterday was an exciting day for EU. That was an incredible turnout. I expect nothing but the best here for North America.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of a flip-flop yesterday. The 1 seed got traded out. Now we're all tied up in Europe. In fact, 50 Shades of Snake and D69 all tied up. The big thing last week was that Denial, the 2 seed traditionally, got second round and didn't even make it to the semifinals in NA.
Well, that's a big story. We'll see if their tails have changed today. But before we even go into that, we want to make sure that you're aware of the biggest thing happening in the realm right now, the console open beta. For Paladins Champions of the Realm, if you play on Xbox One or PS4, make sure you go get your controllers. Sign up today. It's free. And, of course, that means you might also be able to join us while we're in Spain. Nick, a big thing coming up. It's the Path to DreamHack Valencia, and you and I are both going to be there.
For those console wars, starting up next week, open bracket qualifiers, 6 weeks of that good, hot Paladins action. It's all going to conclude leading up to DreamHack Valencia. It's going to be really cool that we do have the cross-platform competition happening, top Xbox from NA and EU, as well as PS4.
Oh, man, and the path, not only for the console wars, but for the PC has been denoted. And for us, it's an exciting thing to see the top teams qualifying here. We're in the open bracket stage. It's week 2 for North America. After 4 weeks of this, we'll find the top 4 teams. They'll advance and play in their own kind of smaller brackets where they'll determine who's the best of the best. And the top 2 from each region will go ahead to DreamHack, and then 4 from other regions will qualify on their own. So it's going to be a big old party.
Yep, that's what they're playing for, guys. That's the end goal there. Bright Marsh is going to be the first map here of the first series of the day. And we saw a good amount of this yesterday, so it looks like teams are maybe starting to feel this map a little bit more. For those of you that don't know, this is the brand new map in Paladins. It's only been out for about a week or 2 now.
Yeah, it's got a lot going for it. I think teams haven't figured it out yet, so that's why I'm excited for teams to continually not throw it to the side. They're saying, let's figure this thing out. Even, you know, though there's a lot on the line, we want to play this map and we want to do well on it. Team Woogly versus Astral Authority, the first set of the day, and Woogly, they're going to start things off with the champion draft taking Makoa. No surprise there.
Yeah, there it is. Basically, the rest of the draft going to pan out here. We've been seeing Europe anyway. Ruckus responded with, as well as a blaster of some type, Drogos, or a Bomb King pretty early. Looks like NA is maybe starting to follow suit here as that Ruckus has been locked in.
It is important to note that Astral Authority, probably the premier North American team as it stands right now, able to actually give D69 a run for their money, although didn't end up finishing off well in the Masters. They did show some incredible plays and show some ingenuity, definitely beyond what I think formerly Team Eager and what currently is Denial has been able to do at this stage.
Yeah, flexibility is kind of the name of the game for Astral Authority's draft, and while they may not have been the matchup in terms of caliber against District 69, just having that sort of dynamic in your draft, like D69 really didn't know how to play against that pit peeler. It's something that they completely discredited up until they saw it really start to work with Astral Authority. So that's kind of their scheme there. And
that's why you got to keep your eyes on this game, on this team. Any set that they play, they're always able to bring something out that's a little interesting. Surprise us, surprise their team that they're playing against for sure. And right now, bringing a Torvald onto Astral Authority's lineup for Bright Marsh, wondering how the granddaddy of the realm is going to play here.
Yeah, it's probably going to be WarDoom, I would imagine. Maybe, because I don't see doesupz playing it is the big thing here. Normally, Do is the one that will fill in, or maybe even Bodies, because we've seen a lot of different roster members here from Astral Authority actually play the Ruckus. But sticking to their guns here, Woogly bringing in a lot of damage as they round things out with a Shaolin and a Cassie.
Very good, consistent Haven damage that'll be mitigated by that item. But, of course, the long range as well. They're going to be able to control a lot of the defensive space, especially with the Grumpy Bomb from Bomb King. But Evie now, that means she's going to be able to negate that space by getting into the backline with that teleport. Could be a very strong pickup for Astral Authorities. We've seen iDrop Bodies do really well on this champion.
A lot of dive potential here from Astral Authority, as well as the Torvald to help keep some of these squishy flankers safe. So it'll be interesting to see how that is all going to play out here. Rovaniik will be on the Bomb King for the Woogly squad. Accelerant is his legendary selection. AsdfMaster going to be on Pluck Makoa. Corvanor taking Exaction, Dodge Roll Cassie. Free curve for Plum's Shaolin. wizdude yet to select his legendary.
And doesupz on the side of Astral Authority. His Majesty taking Wormhole on Evie. In and out for the flanker. Vex 30 going to be playing Ying with Focusing Lens. We'll see Kusqt on Darkstalker for Androxus, very common legendary for him. Evulli going to be on Aerial Assault Ruckus, just an extra charge for his advance. And Field Study Torvald, a very classic staple pick for the competitive meta, allowing him to give 40% extra damage on top of the shields that he's had.
So wizdude does end up locking in that Ripen board for his Maldamet. Just really strange roster to champions here for Astral Authority. doesupz I have never seen play the Eevee.
That's right.
Kusqt I did not expect to be there on the Androxus, and Evulli on the tank this time.
Bodies isn't even playing right now, so we don't know whether he's on vacation, whether he had to take a break, whether he's actually just been replaced from and put into a sub role here. But Vex is playing. I know these guys have been playing quite a bit with each other. We play in the NA scene quite a bit. We see them grouping up quite often, and you know, I got to say that I'm very excited to see Kusqt kind of taking the reins off the healer spot, really flexing more into the damage rolls.
Yeah, and we did see a little bit of that in the Masters lane.
He wanted to.
Putting bodies on the support, but frankly, I didn't like what I saw from it. I thought Kusqt being the main communicator for this roster, he's able to do that a lot more effectively from the support role, and not when he's flanking. He doesn't have a great view of the battlefield. He's kind of tunnel visioned, you know, on somebody in the back line, and it really, you know, kind of hurt their performance at that lane. And as soon as they switched back to what they were comfortable with, they really started to take off and shine.
You've already got scientific evidence that it works better the other way. But I know that he's been practicing. There's been an off time. I mean, we've had 3 weeks for these guys to regroup, rethink, and this is the lineup. This is the way they think is the best. And also, considering that this is a newer team, maybe they're just, hey, let's try it here. We get good competition, but nothing we're worried about too much to where we feel like we're at a big disadvantage if we switch up some roles.
Yeah, and Astral Authority, this is the kind of time they have a lot of confidence, especially during this open bracket phase. I'm pretty sure they're assuming they're making it through, at least in that top 4 spot. They have already placed first in the first week, which gives them a great head start. So maybe this is, in their opinion, the time to try and work this stuff out. How far can we stretch this roster? What can we really push ourselves to do? See some of these items coming through here as we are about to start in on this first round. 2 record, 2 caught for the boys of Woogly, 2 cauterizes, and actually 1 Haven. Kusqt knows it's going to be very important and probably pretty difficult to survive against this back line from Team Woogly.
That's going to be very difficult for an Eevee especially, let alone an Androxus, to survive against a Makoa whose hook pretty much negates a lot of their defensive options. Eevee with the mobility, Androxus with the reversal. The hook can really counter out all of that. Right now, WarDoom on the point, 9% so far for Astral Authority. First blood for doesupz, already getting things started, is the winner witch.
So an interesting interaction there, miscommunication, I think. Impaler Arrow actually came and canceled out that Makoa hook, knocked the Ruckus away, because it did actually connect onto Evulli's Ruckus, but didn't actually get pulled in. Very strange communication there. 51% though, as a result of that first blood for Mr. doesupz.
One of those times where both your teammates do the right thing, they just do it at the wrong time, and it ends up not working out for Woogly. In fact, Rovaniik here getting tracked by the incredible aim of Evulli, a guy who's been playing some of the best Bomb King, some of the best Drogos we've seen in North America. Now on the Ruckus, putting that DPS to good use.
doesupz now coming back from spawn. Kusqt up on the roof, a little bit low HP right now. Vex low himself, and no control of the point right now for Astral Authority. 39% and climbing for Team Woogly, but once doesupz gets back, there he is, blinking into the back line, going to cause some havoc.
Rovaniik here with his Bomb King. He's practiced a lot. He was not happy with his performance at the Masters LAN, the Bomb King LAN, being able to not perform on his signature champion. Right now, he's wanting to make a name for himself against the best team in North America as of yet, and so far hasn't been able to get the job done. 93% for Astral Authority. Woogly looks to fall here at the first objective, and with 2 minutes and 25 seconds, they're going to have to regroup and start their defense.
I think the most important thing to note here after that capture did come through for Astral Authority is it's just not the dominant fashion we're used to seeing from them. This isn't even, you know, to be, you know, not mean, but not a top team in Woogly. You know, this is a relatively new roster, a lot of new names here, some of the old AGG guys as well. Big kills continuing to come through on this payload push, and now we're starting to see them roll. This is the momentum that we're used to from Astral Authority, but all things told, they are not playing with their full roster either.
And you're right, Nick, this isn't the justice system. It's not innocent until proven guilty. It's not a top team until you prove that you are. Woogly still figuring things out. They've got some players we know, but they have not hit the numbers. They have not had the placements to make themselves recognized in this scene over Astral Authority. So admittedly underhanded here, but WarDoom keeping his team above and beyond healthy with those shields, not dying for quite a while. A 4 streak for him, and just using that Makoa shield to recharge it all back up.
Dredge Anchor going to miss as well. Bombking getting up in Evulli's face here, but he actually loses that boxing match. Ruck is very good in a 1v1 scenario. Hyper Beam is ready, but not a lot of good spots, frankly, for Torvald to knock people out of the kill zone.
Yeah, where's he gonna throw him? There is a little bit of hazard on the left-hand side, but it's hard to get there. That's why he's skating around to the right, but there it is, locking him down. doesupz with a great Ice Storm is gonna put a lot of members of Woogly in trouble. Gets stunned out on his way back from the blink, but he's already done more than enough. The Makoa still holding things down. Could be dangerous if Woogly can't keep their tank alive.
Doesn't have any reprieve either, so if Vex goes down, they're gonna be very difficult to keep himself alive, but it's not the case. Astral Authority off the back of a Kusqt double kill, find the conversion and push it through. As a result, they're going to be able to pick up some key items here. Cauterize 2's coming through for 3 members of Astral Authority, and frankly, with WarDoom here, they just don't feel the need to get Wrecker. Torvald, exceptional, a Wrecker in his own right, a vacuum cleaner for this Makoa shield.
To me, I want to know what's going on here. Maybe it's because we've been looking at a lot of perspectives. Why is WarDoom on a 9 streak with a Cassie, a Shaolin, and a Bomb King, 2 of which have a Wrecker, and especially a Makoa who could just hook him and totally displace him without any opportunities to get away?
I think it's because there's 2 flankers on Astral Authority. Kusqt and dousupz constantly buzzing around in the backline, not giving this Cassie, this Shaolin, the chance to shoot and try and crack this WarDoom shield, on top of the fact that WarDoom's positioning is one of the best in the business. He's not going to put himself in a position to be killed.
And there it is. dousupz already applying the damage, about 937 onto a target as he blinks back to safety. Kusqt even practicing the Androxus up into the air, another step away, reloads mid-flight, comes back down, has his sights onto Plum, takes him down, and the Godslayer continues his rampage. 8 streak for the captain.
Kusqt, 3 frags so far in this engagement, 2 for dousupz as well, so the flankers cleaning up the entirety of that team fight after losing Evulli right out of the gate. So down a man, they take this team fight convincingly, 54% on the point and continuing to row.
The benefit of having 2 tanks is when one goes down, you could supplement some time with the other still holding a position, and that's what WarDoom's doing. Largely a secondary tank, staying on the point right now though, keeping an eye on his teammates, but right now gets stunned out, but Rovaniik finds himself being the one in trouble. Only 950 health, the Grumpy Bomb will zone, but can't land enough bombs, and he will fall. There's a Hyper Beam. WarDoom trying to set it up. 11 streak for the granddaddy of the realm, and Astral Authority continue their winning ways here with an objective capture.
Doesn't buy any frags, but it does buy them the time and the window that they need to capture this payload. So off to the races once again. Astral Authority up 3-0, looking for game number 1 off the back of a very clean team fight. Rovaniik just doesn't really look like he knows what he wants to do in these team fights with this Bomb King.
Now this is, to me, another question that Astral Authority probably asking themselves. How well are we playing? How well is Woogly just not really being effective? And that's what I think you have to guess when you're trying to test these new lineups, these new champions, these new players coming in and playing different roles. How do you really assess whether it's going well if you're playing against a team that's admittedly not as proven as you are?
48 remaining on the payload here. Questions to be answered for all sorts of teams and players playing different champions. A lot of wacky stuff coming out today from Astral Authority. Kusqt here he's very comfortable on the Androxus. You know, he used to be a main fragger way back in the day, but just his communication skills are very invaluable. You know, in an industry esports, not a lot of guys are big talkers, a lot of shy personalities as well. Kusqt is one of the biggest personalities in Paladins.
And as a captain, when that personality comes through in the most important times, it can be the difference for his team's success. But right now, he's so focused on fragging out. I wonder how much he's actually communicating with his team on where to go and what to do. Maybe that's what Vex is getting a little bit more groomed for in that healer role as well. Subbing in, Eyedrop Bodies not playing as of now.
Still to die here. WarDoom on a 12 streak. No mobility on this character. The reason we were highlighting this is because Torvald has 0 mobility, and against a Makoa, you can kind of just pull you around the battlefield at his whim. Nice air shot, though, with the accursed arm. Kusqt manages to stay alive, gets a little reversal off, supplemented and kept alive by his team. 2 frags go the way of the tanks from Astral Authority.
This could be bad. This is exactly what Kusqt wants to do, but he's been caught up, actually. Corvanor having his sights there. Evulli, though, backing him up, and a nice shield coming out from WarDoom onto Kusqt to keep him alive. The flank pressure is relentless between dousupz and Kusqt, and Androxus still not falling.
Very staggered kills coming through from Astral Authority, so they're going to keep this man advantage throughout this fight for a very long time. There's another staggered one coming down. Looks like very low members in the backline. Ancient Rage has to be popped just to stay alive.
No ultimates at all even needed to be used. It could be time for a Hexafire. Woogly almost getting Evulli low. Force a retreat, but that extra advance from Aerial Assault is going to serve him well and keep him alive. Right here, though, a bubble for Kusqt is going to mean his shots do a lot, but he won't need it right now. He's got Corvanor in his sights. Evulli's got the Hexafire on lock. He will fall, but guess who's still alive? It's Granddaddy Torvald, WarDoom, with a perfect game almost.
Did he die?
I'm not sure.
So
he might have died like right at the beginning.
He may have died once that game. 2 clutch hyper beams, 1 to secure a payload, 1 to secure a conversion. And game number 1 here, 4-0 for Astral Authority. Let's head to the stat screen and see if he actually did die. Mr. Torvald there, 1 death, 18 eliminations, so an 18. I must have died like right at the end there.
I think, no, he died at the beginning. He was still alive at the end. He died.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and that he kept that streak. I think after round 1, he just didn't die at all, and he had such a great impact on his team. 99,000 shielding onto other players, essentially a little bit on himself, but nobody really got him down enough, and you know that's part of the beauty of WarDoom. He could be so aggressive with the Fernandos and with the Makoas, sometimes even with the Inaras, but he can also be so reserved and well-placed and smart with his positioning with the Torvalds.
That's maturity for WarDoom.
That really is.
He really... That's just not what we associated him for. We saw him play Torvald, and we were all very excited because we knew it meant the most aggressive Torvald we had ever seen, and just wasn't the case this game. He was very, very calm, cool, positioned properly, and as a result, only 1 death.
I do want to say 65,000 damage on an Androxus. Top damage about 15 to 20 over most of the standard deviation here in this game. Very impressive. Kusqt has been practicing road to Masters, road to getting this guy 25 on all of his streams. He's showing that he really knows how to work the Godslayer. This could be a new look for him.
While he does play support more often than not for Astral Authority, Androxus, I think, is by far and away his most comfort pick, what he carries with, you know, in his solo games, his casuals, his ranked games. You can see he is rocking that title for that level 20+ champion mastery. So Astral Authority going to go up 1-0 over Woogly. And you can see there on the bottom side of the bracket, it is Denial and Ewok.
So that means we will see a little bit of Stolzy and Bitey action today.
That's good.
That's good for them.
Haven't dropped a game either, so it's going to be difficult to call that one. Ewok and Impact was that semifinal set that we did see in the previous week. Very close, and just weird to see not Denial there. It would be like you know, D69 or 50 Shades of Snake dropping out, getting beat out by a completely new team we didn't really even know in the second round, but they're all back to, they got it worked out this coming week in Serpent Beach, where will game number 2 be.
It's going to be an exciting match, too. Serpent Beach, for me, is a great map for Androxus. Kusqt's been playing them. But, you know, for me, it's really exciting to see, I think, a lot of flexibility. You could kind of play what you want on this map. You don't get too punished for picking much. And you see Astral Authority right there taking the Androxus right away as a first pick over Makoa.
So watching District 69 yesterday on this map, I'm wondering if Astral Authority are going to try to go for a similar dive composition that we saw them take. And Androxus was a very important part of that. But with the Bomb King already gone, that's a lot of mobility. And Bomb King, while bringing that mobility, also has the ability to impact team fights in the ways flankers just kind of can't. It's what makes that character so special, is he can be played in a lot of different ways and succeed, you know, on an 8 out of 10 in most.
No, you're right. I mean, he brings not only the damage and the mobility, but he brings that area CC with the Grumpy Bomb. He brings the ultimate pressure that, you know, is more of a team-wide threat, not necessarily just a single target threat like most flankers are designed to do. Androxus' Accursed Arm is not as scary as a King Bomb coming into your team.
So seeing this draft kind of go the same way as we saw in game number 1, another thought is coming into my head that, you know, with bodies out and Vex in, Vex can probably only play support at this level. And Kusqt playing anything outside of support, he's probably only comfortable enough on maybe Androxus or like a Pip or something. But maybe wanting to just be as comfortable as possible to give themselves the best chance without their full roster.
Yeah, and the other thing is that this just could be confidence. This could be these guys feel that I'm going to play Androxus because I want to frag out, I want to look good, and this is what I want to play. Not that I'm really worried about you tactically getting such a good draft that now we can't compete against you. And that's often the mentality Astral Authority have had against their opponents.
So last pick Kinessa does come out on Serpent Beach in the face of a first pick Androxus. So they're saying, come on back to this backline. I'm gonna have a couple words for you. And with a Shaolin and a Bomb King, if they're back there babysitting, it's gonna be really rough, especially Makoa Anchor as well. Very good at picking up that Androxus on his way to the back line. This is going to be game number 2 between the Astral Authority and Woogly, with Astral leading 1-0. Aerial Assault for doesupz, Ruckus, Darkstalker for Kusqt's Androxus, Combustible for Evulli's Drogos, Field Study for WarDoom's Torvald, and rounding things out is Focusing Lens for Vex's Ying.
Rovaniik, he's going to be on Accelerant Bomb King, and ASD is going to be on a Pluck Makoa here. Corvanor on the Eagle Eye Kinessa. Hopefully he can shoot this game. He's going to have to get that perfect aim. Ripen Gourd for wizdude's Maldamba, and Plum playing the recurve Sha Lin, going into a couple of wreckers on both sides and some cauterizes as well. A master riding for doesupz, so he wants to get somewhere. He wants to get there a little fast.
Judging by titles as well, Corvanor has that bounty hunter Kinessa. Means he's going to be pretty comfortable with this champion. There's the hook bait. That's why I'm anticipating Ruckus as being so valuable. He escapes that with half his HP left.
Yeah. Oh, and he's got plenty of room to spare. He's still got the DPS, and now it feels a little weird to go after Ruckus, but Kusqt, he knows who he needs to take down. It's Rovaniik, the Bomb King. Grumpy Bomb pressure is negated now that the Godslayer has found a kill. doesupz returns to the fight after being hooked and actually gets a kill himself.
It's cool to see Torvald come back into this meta, and as these kills just continue to be cleaned up, Makoa being so strong, Torvald was the answer to Makoa. The anti-burst. Not only can you shield the teammate that gets hooked, we saw it just then and there, you can silence the Pluck follow-up as well. While 2 kills do go the way of Woogly, 90% already on the point for Astral Authority.
Such excellent play coming out from Kusqt and Vex and WarDoom together. The illusion placement with the clones, the bubble timing for WarDoom, and Kusqt picking his moments. That's what Androxus needs to do. He's not an all-in at the start of a fight, just fight 5 people. But when you get low, when you get near 30%, the last person you want to see coming on your tail is an Androxus, but hot damn! Plum.
2 in a row.
Out of the air.
For Plum, and that's what we sometimes see at this level. Sha Lin can be picked up in place of a hit scan to counter out the Drogos. 2 kills for Kusqt though, and now Corvanor, he's the next to be hunted.
And that is a double kill off an accursed arm. Because he was doing so well to start off, he got that ultimate charge faster than almost anyone else in this game. I mean, people aren't even catching up. Drogos is at 55% for crying out loud, and he's already back at 10%. Kusqt is dominating right now with the support of his teammates.
Moves his way out as well. Bomb King up on the high ground here. It's going to be tough to break that. He's going to take a lot of damage on his way up. Kusqt waiting patiently in the wings, but Evulli is here with his combustible to spread the fight out and give Kusqt the angle that he needs.
Displacement, displacement, displacement. Kusqt is having a wild day, and he's getting supported by so much damage and so much disruption from every one of his teammates. And oh boy, Corvanor, watch out! But seems like he does miss the fire spit, so Evulli with a rare mistake. doesupz here going to try and get back to the payload and keep this push going.
A rare miss from Evulli, but doesupz is here to step up. 2 kills already gone the way of him. Now Evulli does connect with Corvanor, does find him. Kusqt deep in the back line now with anyone he wants to hunt. Astral Authority looking very strong. 1 minute 30 seconds remain, and they continue to find picks.
The rockets are ready. Hexafire could be pulled any second. Plum getting back into the gore to get a little bit of healing, but staying in base thanks to the combustible pressure, the AoE displacement from Evulli, and just the constant harassment from every member of Astral Authority. They have not let their foot off the gas. They're running 90 miles an hour and a 35, and there's nobody who can police them.
More ultimates left in the tank as well. Dragon Punch and Hyper Beam didn't even need to be used. Hyper Beam much more effective on Serpent Beach than it is on Bright Marshes. One basically whole side of the map is in fact Hazard Zone that Torvald can launch his enemies into and find the instant gib on them no matter how much HP they've got left. Level 1 offensive items is all that's able to be afforded by Woogly. They've instead decided to go to some level 1s of other things like Haven. A couple of Cronus as a deft hands, in fact, picked up for the Maldamba, so crowd control might be the only answer to stop the onslaught of bullets from doesupz, who is on a 5 streak.
And to me, that's a comfort pick, right? You know, wizdude probably just wants to make sure he can guarantee some of these stuns a little bit more. It's very appropriate to be in rhythm of trying to get a stun, throw a gourd, get a couple of basic attacks, really impact or stall some of this aggression, and especially if Kusqt is finding himself on the end of a snake. Wizdude could change the tide of a fight by taking out that crucial flanker here. Look how far back he is.
Kusqt, he's making his presence known. You can see everybody clumped up, babysitting this Kinessa, and Kusqt's not doing any damage right now, but he's impacting this team fight so heavily. Corvanor comes up for the 1v1, and Kusqt says, I'll take that any day of the week. One shot, though, from Corvanor could do it, but no, it will be the 180 snap headshot from Kus.
What kind of a play was that, Corvanor? What you trying to do out here, man? And all of a sudden, you fall down. I could have seen that coming forward. Triple kill quadra for the king. Kusqt making his statement in the realm, and for Astral Authority that even if he's playing a support or a damage carry, his team is on top.
He's earning that title out here. Kusqt right now back to 20% on his ultimate as well, pumping more headshots into this Kinessa, sending her back against her spawn door with half HP already. 2 minutes remain, and now another kill just dropping right in front of him. They're just feeding Kusqt. Finally, he does go down in that 1v3 scenario. I'm
just laughing at Corvanor's audacity to be in the middle of her teammates and then go transport into Kusqt to have a 1v1.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Yeah, sometimes, but not that time. Corvanor definitely was at the mercy of Kusqt, even missing a few shots to extend that fight. Probably wasn't a hope or a prayer, and unfortunately it does not go well for Woogly yet again. 3-0 down is the team trying to answer to the top dogs in North America, but they are not letting off the gas. Minute and 30 seconds left. This game could be over before then.
Very slippery is Kusqt. Heat Haze maybe going to save Plum here, just popping shots into him. But Torvald Bubble's going to save him not any longer as he gets sent back to spawn. doesupz once again on the front side to pick up the slack.
Okay, Plum, I see what you're doing there, but doesupz finishes you off. You're not expecting to deal with the Kusqt who takes all of your toolkit. He uses your Desert Withdraw, he uses your Desert Shadow, he uses your Heat Haze, he uses everything. And then he still is already having to deal with 4 other members. Corvanor finally shuts down one of the main damage dealers, Evulli, but they have not stopped this Astral Authority pressure. What are they going to have to do here?
60%, and it's going to be difficult here with a Torvald Hyper Beam coming up, a very lethal place we saw Elven Path actually launch his from and get a couple of frags yesterday. Now up onto the high ground, Evulli returning from spawn. Corvanor did pick him off very early. Couple of poke shots there with the salvo. Just gonna let Evulli know where this Kinessa is at.
Plum doing a fantastic job of just hitting his shots. And now it looks like Evulli's gonna be in danger. He needs to be aware, and Corvanor and Plum snipe him out of the air. Evulli not having a good time against the 2 backline snipers. The Desert Wind and the Bounty Hunter combining to put a stall on the Dragon's Terror, but he's still alive, but not necessarily enough to stop this.
What are we going to do about Plum here, boys? Only 100 HP left, but he continues to just rain damage into this team fight. There's a double kill. No answer for the Shaolin. He's about to make it a triple. Decides to switch targets up onto the high ground as WarDoom was dead in the water.
Oh, if he hit that shot on Evulli, I was going to start eating a Plum on cast, man. I mean, I'm getting hungry right now. This guy is performing well. The bright light in a very, very dark room for Woogly. And so I think, to me, getting Plum to continue playing at this level is going to be key to their success.
Yeah, and you know, Plum's playing well, but Astral Authority just left him alone. Just free-firing, beautiful angle onto everyone in the backline. Nobody paying him any attention here. A little bit of a strange decision. He puts himself on a 4 streak headed out of this round. 71% back on the Heat Haze ultimate as well. A couple of resiliences coming through from the guys on Astral Authority, just looking to cancel out this King Bomb stun, Grumpy Bomb stun, Impale stun, Fear from the Dread Serpent, so a lot of value going to be gained from those blue chain breakers.
Heading out to battle, it is Woogly following along to their route, just taking a little bit of a more adventurous path, seeing the left-hand side, finding no one there, looking to turn their attention to the middle, knowing the Kusqt is right away. Oh, big time shot by Corvanor. Takes the Godslayer out of the air. Maybe that's, Nick, why she wanted to go for that 1v1.
Yeah, that's why we're fixing that Androxus reversal bug there right through the top. Pops the Headhunter as well. No more pressure. Whoa. There's a free kill coming down. doesupz gets stunned out by the Grumpy Bomb. Unfortunate happenstances here. A lot of stuns coming out from the way of Woogly. They find themselves 30% on the point.
First is the Plum show, and now Corvanor gets the second act, and oh boy, Plum and Corvanor combine with about 1,200 apiece to take down the Godslayer, and all of a sudden Astral Authority are on the back foot. That comeback mechanic you mentioned, Nick, now playing into full effect, and this will mean Team Woogly capture the second objective here on Serpent Beach.
Keeping up their momentum is going to be key here to this push, because Astral Authority are very rarely put on the back foot. How can they respond? Kusqt going to miss a shot there, but find that one. 2 kills already going their way. Able to answer back. AsdfMaster goes down as well. Evulli with 3 frags in this engagement. Kinessa being chased out, and Astral Authority regain their footing and will hold this payload for the time being.
You know, Nick, you might have changed my mind. You said sometimes the only way out is through. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. I didn't think it was the right moment, but we're not talking about the play. He knew he might have died there no matter what, but he set a precedent for this game. He said, I am not afraid of you, Kusqt. I will go and fight you where you want. You pick the time and the place, I'll be there. You even choose the weapon.
Outside school.
Yeah, bring your boys too, and I will be there. And I think that has totally shifted the way they start playing. Plum and Corvanor are going after Kusqt. No longer the hunted, they're the hunters.
Looking to bully doesupz out. A lot of mitigation coming from this ruckus, but just so much damage pulling through for this Bomb King. Kusqt with a decent angle. 2 dashes to get himself up on the high ground. Almost there on the Accursed Arm as well. Very clumped up right now. Woogly could look to be punished by that ultimate.
Love the way Plum's positioning, and Impale could have knocked WarDoom off the ledge right there if he wasn't careful. Kusqt again falls down, this time to the Bomb King. Rovaniik started to find a little rhythm himself on his majesty. doesupz in between a corner and a sniper. Will the bounty hunter come out of this one on top? She won't. Nice transport, and it'll buy her enough time to finish off the Mechano Goblin there. Thanks to Plum with a double kill. 2
kills and continuing to roll. Heat Haze to keep up the momentum has been very clutch for his team. When left unchecked, a stealth champion, it's easy to lose track of him. There's a Torvald amping that damage up, but a lot of whips here. Woogly sneaked a payload through, and Corvanor with the 1v1 on Kusqt.
You see what I feel like this is totally shifted. They've taken a different approach onto this game. I love seeing teams do this. Sometimes it's not about whether you're going to hit the shot better than the other player. It's what do you make them think you're going to do? How do you play? Do you start being more intimidating and make them relax on some of their positioning? Do things that are outrageous. They just lost an Accursed Arm.
Accursed Arm plus the Torvald damage, but Kusqt was still not able to find that kill onto a Knessa.
I mean, this is all the marbles now.
That's the difference. Is Kusqt, has he tilted right now? I mean, they've been paying a lot more attention to him. He's running away with the game right now, and then as soon as they start focusing down the Shaolin, Bomb King, everyone's babysitting Corvanor now. He's on an 11 streak.
Hasn't died. Doesn't want to die. Plum, he's his partner in crime. Will these two be able to solve the missing case of Kusqt, or will he come back alive to haunt them? But Plum already getting things started. Takes down the Granddaddy, and he's got his eyes on the Godslayer. Oh, Corvanor takes him down again. doesupz gonna Hexafire on point, but a Grumpy Bomb and all this King Bomb damage, will it finish him off? It will. Rovaniik takes him down. Team Woogly might just turn this around.
21% for both teams right now. No one in command just yet, but an aggressive Poppy Bomb to get Bomb King up. Looking for some more continued aggression here. Drogoz has returned. Evulli needs to connect on some of this damage, but Rovaniik's already been topped off, and he's got his Makoa here to support him.
Woogly's got to be careful here. They've got a Torvald Hyper Beam and a Dragon Punch, and that's big. That's what WarDoom wants to do. Evulli gets another one, and though they did such a great start of this game, did they maybe throw a little bit too much out too early?
Popping the Headhunter, trying to chew through the shield. He's got a lot of HP to go through. Corvanor on a 2 streak now. Keeping Astral Authority low. Doesn't want to let them get entirely talked up, but he's the only one left alive. Grumpy Bomb does come out, so by some time, but this is a 3-3 scenario with Astral Authority looking to close it out.
But he did get them off the point. The Dragon Punch here is going to be crucial, and they don't have a Fernando. Makoa is almost helpless against this Dragon Punch unless he can get away, and it doesn't look like he can. The good thing is he took so much damage, it wasn't too much value, but Rovaniik's got to win this 1v1. He's got to prove that the training's been paying off. Goes up into the air. Poppy Bomb, Kusqt still alive, and wizdude somehow holding down the point.
Throws a couple more bombs onto doesupz, gives a Grumpy Bomb on the point with his dying breath, but here's WarDoom. He gets impaled off for the time being. 78% for Woogly, 81% for Astral Authority. Now north of 80 is Woogly.
Corvanor took down Evulli in the sky. ASD took down WarDoom. This could be it for Woogly. They've got to finish doesupz and Kusqt. He's keeping them here. He gets the kill on the ASD. Makoa goes down. Rovaniik finds doesupz though, but Kusqt still has not found an answer against him. There it is. Team Woogly look like they just might do it and take the game off of Astral Authority.
They step on the point, Headhunters popped, and there it is.
Wow.
Woogly answer back mid-game adjustment, shutting down Kusqt almost entirely for the second half of that game. Find the win and tie up the series.
You know, I mean, yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold on that move. You know, Knessa showing no fear.
If you look at it, it is an Eagle Eye Knessa, right? You land a fully charged headshot, Kusqt's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got to take that chance. If not, you're putting him at 800 HP. Anyone on your team can kill him at that point.
And I mean, this was maybe no fear from the beginning, Nick. You said they're going to pick a Knessa after a first pick Androxus, knowing that this could be a great counter to her, and he had no fear. Corvanor, lights out game. but it couldn't be done without the performance Plum put on. Only 4 deaths to those two. Look at Kusqt and Evulli, 11 deaths apiece. I mean, these guys could not die. They carried more than their own weight in this game, and Woogly showed up big.
They stayed safe in the backline. wizdude with 75,000 healing as well. Vex able to actually beat it out with 84,000, but a lot of spread out members. A lot of tanks to heal for Vex. wizdude definitely had the tougher job keeping all of those spread out flankers and damage alive.
Yeah, Evulli is one of the people we talk so much about in this scene when especially Astral Authority is playing. But today didn't seem too much like his day.
Pretty quiet.
Kusqt was definitely commanding the most attention, and when it seemed like they found an answer for him, things just ended for Astral Authority.
Part of that problem is they pick up the Kinessa right into the Andro, but largely they pick it up because they do want a strong hit scan answer to Evulli because they know what happens when there isn't one. So picking that up, not only did they do it, they paired it well against the Androxus, but they picked it up to shut down Evulli, who normally can just take over a game when he gets a comfort.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, the fact in the last fight, Corvanor took down Evulli single-handedly off a couple of snipes to keep that snowball rolling for their team, and ended up with Kusqt fighting 4v1 after all of his teammates had collapsed. So Woogly going for the Makoa first here, and they're going to get their favorite tank to start the game.
Astral Authority, what do they do in response? They will stick with the Ruckus for the time being. It's kind of been consistent for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows how to play Ruckus. You point, you click, you pop your cooldowns when you're taking damage, and that's pretty much it. But he's been so good at just doing that. And especially with a field study Torvald to try and bubble amp them, makes him that much better on the battlefield, makes him that much better hook bait, that much easier to survive. I like the Torvald coming back into the fray here for Astral Authority. It's
not bad. It's an interesting combo. Astral Authority, they love these combos that look a little weird on paper, but when you actually put it into practice, it really works out well. I mean, imagine if that Ruckus gets hooked and his emitter's down. Well, he's got another emitter with Torvald's shield there, and this is a very tanky lineup. Maybe one of the best ways to counter Makoa is just have high health pools so that if he does pull you, you could survive.
So a lot of mobility being drafted through here for Astral Authority. The Bomb King and the Buck, both very comfort picks for doesupz, and what is probably still going to be Kusqt because Vex hasn't played anything other than support. The Eevee's picked up kind of strangely here. I don't see a great target for Eevee to be trying to pick. I think this
is a Frog Owl map dependent pick to dissuade the Kinessa personally, because I think that because they had the last pick, they had an opportunity.
They hadn't had a healer yet, though.
Yeah, they didn't. You're right, but I mean, Astral Authority have done some weird things. I think Eevee here is just to give them some backline presence.
You're right, they do.
And also maybe to be able to compete with some of their flankers who are so good at getting in and out. Eevee as well can compete with that, give a little bit of distraction, open the space up for Woogly.
Can't let them retreat for free here. It's going to be game number 3 on Frog Owl. Rovaniik on Eevee this time as his Bomb King has been snatched away. Reprieve will be his legendary selection pluck for AsdfMaster's Makoa. Recurve for the Shaolin. Ripened Gourd for wizdude's Maldamba. Plum has selected Combustible for his Drogos.
Amazing. Combustible is like the thing now. Amazing. All these teams just immediately go into it. doesupz, Accelerant Bomb King for him. Evulli, Aerial Assault for the Ruckus. WarDoom's Torvald going to take Field Study. We'll see a Focusing Lens, Ying, Vex 30 proving that he loves the damage a little bit more than the extra healing. Bounce House Buck going to be for Kusqt, and he knows how to play this one. Very aggressive, especially with Torvald giving him the extra 2k HP and shielding.
2 cauterizes and 1 record for doesupz time, so dubbing the Makoa shielding worth it. Evulli's going to eat a good amount of damage and then be hooked in here, but he's going to have plenty of advances.
That's it.
Hop, skip, and jump his way out.
That's great, and you know what? That's a Makoa hook down. Now he's got to wait another 9 seconds to be able to be impactful in the fight. He does hit the hook, though, and that means that wizdude will finally take down Evulli. So the fact that ASD is consistently hitting these hooks is giving so much room for Woogly to connect and find these kills.
wizdude lands a long-range snake stun onto the Buck as well, making it very easy for Woogly to clean up Kusqt there, and another hook onto Torvald. He's almost dead in the water at that point as Torvald has 0 mobility escape options.
Oh, no way! Is he gonna go down? He will. doesupz, see you later. The Bomb King, with all the mobility in the world, is gonna find himself off the map, and if you saw the Ruckus flying in mid-air, that was not a mistake on your screen. He's got aerial assault, so he can actually jet upwards with those advances. Rarely seen, though, in this level.
Dominant team fight, though, from Woogly to take this first payload away from Astral Authority without even letting them step foot on it. Now continuing to press the advantage there, but they do lose AsdfMaster in this could be where Astral Authority look to stabilize their defense.
And to me, this is where things hinge, and it doesn't seem like Astral Authority are out of this at all. Not only do we know them as a competitor, but it feels like so much was about Makoa finding those hooks consistently and turning the tide of that fight and the zone happening. If they can get Makoa out of the fight early, Astral Authority could easily come back in this game.
And in 53 remaining on the payload push here. Not a whole lot of progress made just yet. Plum does find WarDoom though. First blood going the way of Woogly. In this engagement, Kusqt is very deep, very caught out. And the full response, the full retreat and collapse from Woogly make it a clean 2-for-0 thus far.
We saw this happen to Lazy. Great recognition of somebody who's out of position on the enemy team. Turn around, finish them off, and then make the game easier for you. Again, ASD with a fantastic pull. This Dread Serpent maybe not needed there, but wizdude does secure the kill on the doesupz. That's how important they wanted to get that Bomb King out of this fight.
Another hook lands as well onto the Ruckus here. AsdfMaster needs to be careful. Does go into the shell shield. Big fire spit gonna connect here. Dragon Punch is ready. Buckwild flips the shotgun. Kusqt looking for blood.
Kusqt, though, not going to find it right now. In fact, he will find it. 2 for him out of the ultimate. That's great for a buck, considering it just doubles your damage. You still got to do the same old things you would have to find a kill, and he's definitely made use of that one. King Bomb ready for doesupz, so the zone is looking strong and very possible to tie this back up at 1. Woogly gonna have to take advantage of this early lead to see if they can get a pick somewhere.
45 seconds to go. 25% of the payload push distance gonna be increasing, as well as nobody from Woogly is on this payload. It has begun its slow roll backwards. You can see now about 40% of its path left to be covered here. And one of the toughest corners to break on Frog Isle. They lose Rovaniik early before this fight even begins, so that's gonna buy them another 12 to 15 seconds.
And that's beautiful there. doesupz is able to follow up Bomb King damage onto the famous Bomb King player. And Rovaniik playing Eevee, something we don't see very often, will go back to base. 8 seconds left. ASD trying to lead the charge. A shell spin might be available, but this is going to be a tough one. They might already be out of this push.
We're going to head into overtime here. Maybe one member does step on it to get that overtime started, but losing AsdfMaster, and now they've got a bunch of squishies that are already low HP. Eevee looks like she is stalling out the payload very effectively, but no tank here. Probably going to have no hope at this overtime. It will expire. Astral Authority get their feet under them and tie up this game number 3, 1-1.
Evulli really going up in the air with those.
He likes to go up and over. You know, he just wants to be a buck.
That's right. Evulli's like, I wanted to play buck. Well, I'll play Aerial Assault Ruckus, same thing.
That's what I'm saying. We got all these damage guys playing Ruckus now as he's kind of come back into the meta a little bit more than usual, and they're all just taking Aerial Assault and playing him like the flankers that they're used to. I mean,
well, it's so much value when you can aim well on Ruckus, because the headshots, they really add to the DPS for him, and that's why these guys with great aim are picking him up so much more.
Clutch mobility options here, and already with that resilience coming through, Evulli doesn't want to be hit by the follow-up stuns after the dredge anchor from wizdude, and that is really what was sealing his fate in the previous round here. A couple of ultimates online for Astral Authority. Eats that arrow in the same spot, you're right.
I mean, come on. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. ASDF, though, misses the hook, and this time his shell shield is down. If I am Evulli, I'm trying to finish off ASDF here. Wants to get into a good position for the Hexafire, but I think they maybe miss a little bit and overextend when killing the tank. It might have been enough.
Dragon Punch does come out in the backline to shut down the Ruckus. There's a big salvo. It's going to land onto doesupz, but just barely tickling him as it was a little bit off accuracy-wise. Eats the fire spit. Good for the team as it didn't explode. doesupz does need to retreat out of the fight as a result, though. Kusqt bought so much time in that backline the previous. You can see him doing it in this engagement as well. Got a solo Dread Serpent out and distracted 3 members of Woogly for 10+ seconds.
And all they need to do, Nick, as well, Astral Authority, is to get to that spot. WarDoom safely on the point. He's got that left side covered, so there's really only one route for them to take safely unless they want to get knocked off the map with a Hyper Beam, and that is exactly what they're afraid of here. In fact, it's leaving Rovaniik completely by himself. Reprieve will heal him back up, and the blink will get him away, but the objective's already captured thanks to great positioning and great slow play by Astral Authority.
Still have the Hyper Beam as well, with a couple members looking right for the pick in there over in the corner. WarDoom knows exactly when and where to use these ultimates, so expect that to get frags regardless. Throws stuff in the air and lets the salvo rock. Plum not going to find any kills, but is on a 7 streak. Kind of the shining light right now for Team Woogly.
I want to mention it again. WarDoom's play, I mean, the fact that Evulli and WarDoom are working together, WarDoom's playing so untypical of how he usually does with his aggressive frontline stance. I really want to just say that this is a great job by him. Finds that lovely area. Wasn't even aware that that was an area you could get knocked off. and that is a great little piece of information WarDoom's just shown the community there if you didn't know it. But Torvald able to knock off with the Hyper Beam and really help this payload keep moving.
Getting juggled around, though. He's going to be pretty hurt after that engagement. Get pretty caught out. Will recharge back some of his HP. No picks right now from Astral Authority. This payload is very close to conversion, but they're going to have to find something. King Bomb is a good start to try and get this one punched through.
And I love the fact that he's still there, still alive, helping his teammates out and recharging his shield so he's ready for the fight. Plum, though, going to take down Kusqt, who's kept the zone so far away that the payload is about 95% before being captured. A minute and 10 seconds left. Seems like Woogly have found the defensive answer.
Yeah, after falling down doesupz, that was the full reset call. We saw Evulli jump off the side of the cliff. X30 getting picked off as well from the dredge anchor. And now, this is what I like to see from Woogly, though. They continue to press forward here, making this zone as big as possible. Want to buy as much time as they possibly can. Still over 50 seconds now remaining in this payload push just to go about 10% of the distance.
And that's where Makoa and Evie really work out. I think he's trying to get a kill on a Kusqt there and just zone out the enemy teams. We saw wizdude do a couple of other ultimates that we said, huh? Well, why did he ult right there? Maybe not necessary in this game, but he does secure a kill, so you gotta say that's value. There's 30 seconds left. Having to wait for Kusqt to get a full 5-man team might not be enough time to actually push this.
Yeah, don't really hate it because Maldamba can, in fact, charge his ultimate super quickly. Already back to 30%, but being pressured out in a big way by Kusqt, who has flipped the shotgun, gonna get the reset on his cooldowns. This is the snowball potential from Buck, the unyielding. Triple kill for Kusqt and gets this payload going once again.
Shotgun engaged, and he's got 3 kills to his name. He's looking to find one more, but Rovaniik's gonna heal back up. A nice heroic leap, time to perfection. Woo! Talk about a sweet confection there. That was Kusqt putting on the moves and making himself a nice plate of Eevee sandwich right there. He's looking to find one more, and there's wizdude running into a wall. That's not gonna save you, buddy. WarDoom helps the clap on, and these shields, and this play is relentless.
Triple kill for WarDoom here. Needs another nicely timed ice block. Gonna be blasted.
Is that quadra?
Is that a quadra kill for WarDoom's Torvald? I think it was. Dear
God. Just so that they can go
gotcha.
back and cut that. I'm trying to make some hype commentary after the fact so they can kind of cut that and then put that in the top play because we really weren't talking about it there. But everyone there got a triple kill, a quadra kill. I mean, that turned so fast. I think a lot of it was off of a great ult by Kusqt, getting the double kill onto Corvanor.
It's because it's not just a free win like a King Bomb or a Dragon Punch or a Dread Serpent. It's all just comes still down to the player has to aim, has to hit those shots, gets all the free cooldowns back and doubles the damage, which is very impactful. But you know, we see Perdo sit on these Buck Wilds almost the entire round, and then right as soon as he sees his moment, he will flip the shotgun and press the gas pedal. Kusqt channeling his inner Perdo as well, finding the triple kill and really getting that payload started and really coming in the clutch for his team.
Oh, this could be dangerous for Rovaniik already. Feeling the pressure, but Kusqt takes a shot of his own, and Rovaniik on the trail, but he will fall. doesupz there right where his buddy needs him. A nice recharge from WarDoom saves him a little bit, but wizdude finds the kill. Woogly and Astral battling it out.
DC immunity from the Hexafires. Not going to do a whole lot for Evulli there. He will still fall back into the backline. There comes the King Bomb as well. A lot of pressure being put on by Astral Authority, trying to put this game away. Cauterized pressure is going to be good enough from Kusqt and still just keeping him in his base. We'll get one last leap to maybe get himself out of trouble, but no, it will be Plum.
Unfortunately, couldn't do it. Rovaniik just stalling out the push. They know that they've got to try and win this point. Otherwise, it's GG and Astral Authority take a 2-1 lead in this set. 87%, Eevee's the one to do it. She can get on their ice block. A nice ice storm to push them back and actually give some space to ASD, but a missed Dragon Punch means they won't get value from one of the best ultimates in the game.
Hyper Beam is looking pretty lethal here as WarDoom continues to put the gas pedal on. It's Kusqt with 2 kills already, looking for a third. doesupz going to clean it up. Hyper Beam is here to zone. Even an Eevee that comes through. WarDoom just pops it for funsies as Astral Authority take game number 3, take the lead in the set 2-1.
Well, it is working.
Boys. Let's go.
Quadra kill for WarDoom. You know, we thought it would be on a Hyper Beam.
It happens so slowly too.
Can you quadra kill still by WarDoom? Fantastic play. But truly though, he really, to me, has been a guy I want to talk about today because his play has matured in a lot of ways. Not necessarily having to play the same role can throw a player off and make them really not sure of where they stand in a team. WarDoom takes a different role today, plays more passively, more reactively, and does it to perfection. Only 3 deaths. yet again. And
Wasn't
just
a quadra kill. Feels bad.
Only
a double.
Some clutch moments for him, though.
Absolutely. You know, was, I think, still probably an unofficial maybe. Because
it wasn't unofficial.
It was more than a double kill. Or it was more than 2 kills, period. But you can see in his multi-kill combo on the scoreboard there, it's only, in fact, a double kill there. Still great play from the old man Torvi there. 3 deaths to his name. Only 1 for Vex, so not under a lot of pressure that game. Very incredible stuff for a Ying player. It's an easy life for a Ying when your team's winning. You know, 112k healing, you're chilling.
But you know what? Even when they lost, this is pretty impressive. But even when they lost the round, I mean, they did lose a round in this game. To only have died once. I mean, that's pretty good. Nobody else has that. But again, you don't have to be that way when you've got so many aggressive players like you were mentioning on your team to do that for you, to die for you. This one's going to be interesting, though, Nick. Ice Mines for the potential final game. Astral Authority could close it out, get to the finals. I mean, you expect any interesting picks here? Some new champions in the realm.
I don't know about interesting picks. Willow has yet to come out.
And Nara, they did it last time.
They did do it last time, but I don't know if already losing a game in this set if they're feeling confident enough to do it this time around. And maybe not until next patch and Nara getting a big buff for herself, but prioritizing the Ruckus. These guys have now picked something other than Makoa first twice.
Yes, and that is important. That's important because you throw Woogly's draft off. Sometimes I hear these comms and they say, all right, they're going to pick this, we're going to pick these 2, they'll pick these 3, and then we'll figure out the last 5 picks. And then they pick something different and they say, wait, what do we do? Wait, we got 20 seconds. Just pick this. And so you could throw them off a little bit there, especially if you have a game plan like Astral Authority seems like they do.
I love that we have Astral Authority to do this. They take pride in not picking what everyone else is picking.
I mean, look at this.
The Grok coming out as well. They do care for the Grok. I wonder who's going to be getting that. And a Barrack as well. So wanting to go for just the point. They want to win this point fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to do it. They've got a lot of control. If they do a Maelstrom Grok, trying to get in on that is going to be a lot.
Troll me, production, I swear. Oh, yeah! Let's go, brother. The cream of the crop.
You know, I'm so excited about this, man, because we finally get to see the new champion, Willow.
Did Astral Authority see this coming, though?
I see, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they saw that coming. No
Willow
way.
is point bust incarnate.
No way did they say, hey, we picked this kind of point busting team, and they'll probably pick Willow against us. So now, what's Astral Authority's process like in their mind going through?
How do they respond?
Picks?
They're going to pick up a Cassie, which is decent for killing Willow. You know, you can do it from a safe distance as well as not having any fall off. And dousupz as well, getting into the back lane. Willow's she's very squishy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of mobility. Similar ultimate windup to Drogo, so very easy to kill if you catch her out while winding up her ultimate. And is not great at shooting people in her face either. She's really just wants to kind of chill out and just crank down on the point.
Oh, man. Saris almost had me going there, but the double healer will not happen today. Shaolin taken, and again, Plum on that Shaolin, very effective today. Willow, though, the real big story. I can't wait to see what she does.
Definitely.
A lot of people have been, you know, experimenting with her and those legendaries specifically. Plum off the Shaolin and that performance he had. Now going to be on the Willow on the other team.
Cassie will be taking exaction. Will be dousupz playing her as well. Aerial advance for Evulli's Ruckus. Playing that all day. Architectonics for WarDoom's Barrack. Totemic Ward. 4 Vex 30s. Grok thus far hasn't switched it out just yet. Darkstalker for Kusqt's Andro.
Rovaniik here. Chain Reaction Bomb King. Pluck. Makoa there for ASD. Recurve Shaolin for Corvanor. wizdude running Ripened Gourd Maldamba and Scorched Earth for Plum, meaning any shield, including a dome shield from Barrack, 20,000 health, a ruckus shield, an emitter, anything happening on that point will die within a dead zone within 2 seconds. 50% each second. This is an incredibly powerful legendary to pick up, and she's going to throw that on the point, I'm sure, the second a shield goes up.
A lot of damage coming out, but Kusqt ripping through the rafters, and dousupz there to supplement, so 2 kills falling for free in the backline. Woogly has yet to respond with a kill throw, even despite having the Makoa here. dousupz going to continue to roll this team fight forward. WarDoom is on point. Doherty here just jumping and bearing down.
And this is Kusqt and dousupz right here. This is just a duo who knows what they want to do. They don't care who they're playing against. Seedlings, Dead Zone, Scorched Earth, you name it, we'll take it. We're just going to go in with our Androxus and our tried and true Cassie and frag out. And that's exactly what they did in this first point. No hope for them to get back. dousupz with another kill. 1-0 goes Astral Authority on Ice Mines.
Good Cassie going to be able to pick this Willow apart from a distance, which is really, really interesting to see. And dousupz is one of the best Cassies in North America. Not really frequently playing. It's kind of come back into the meta, but very highly rated on this character. 25 mastery with this champion, in fact. So very, very old school Cassie player doesupz is happy to get the Hunter's Daughter whenever he can.
And it's about timing. It's about knowing the positioning and the way that Cassie can really use her range effectively to put an opponent in the range of being killed and then aggressively go after them, especially with Kusqt as well. Playing the Androxus loves to take on those low health targets and hit a couple of quick revolver shots to finish them off.
Trying to break this corner right now. Astral Authority having some trouble now getting into the backline here. Wants to fight out with this Willow here. She's got the high ground on him. Gonna eat a lot of damage from that reversal, but Kusqt's gonna miss that one. There's the Shaolin backing up Plum.
And that's so smart. He buys enough time with the seedling, which is the damage that Kusqt had to reversal. Otherwise, he would surely be dead. About 2,500 at base there, since he doesn't have the legendary right there. Going to point off the wall.
Cutest murder I've ever seen.
Yeah, Plum just looking good while committing crimes. It's a dangerous thing when she's in the realm.
Just cutest little sound effects there for Willow. She's going to flutter up onto the high ground. The rafters there, but actually backs back down. That's where she got picked off. Just throwing out some scouting seedlings as well. Only a minute remains here. Astral Authority really struggling to break this corner. The Tempest is going to be popped. The gas pedal has been slammed down. Astral Authority come roaring around the corner looking for picks. They're going to find two.
That's big time. Movement speed there. Totemic Warrior getting the CC immunity, the extra healing. So they're going to be able to get away from the Grumpy Bomb. Willow up in the air, uses the flight to get away. And the Fae trying to provide their champion of the realm with a little bit of power. Not able to do it yet. Dead Zone on cooldown. All of her abilities on cooldown. She's only hitting for 500 at this point.
Long cooldowns as well for Willow. 15 on Dead Zone, 15 on ceilings, and something around 11 or 12 for her mobility skill. Flutter and Evulli putting a lot of damage into the high ground, but just forced to back off for the time being. Big seedling coming out as well, continuing to force them back, but 2 kills for nothing thus far. Kusqt surging forward, finds a double kill. Hopefully trying to stay alive here as well. This is a big momentum swing the way of Astral Authority. A 3rd kill for nothing.
And this is looking to be a 4th here for Kusqt, but he's getting nicely out-battled by wizdude, who's going to stay alive, fighting in his gourd as a Maldamba. Great positioning, but Kusqt, he still smells out Maldamba right there. He's going to finish him off. That is a successful push after just what feels like nothing happening for about 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, they kicked that push off at 50 seconds is when they hit the gas pedal with the Tempest, surged around the corner. Didn't stop from there on out. doesupz and Kusqt finding a lot of key kills in the back line there. 5 streak, 6 streak for WarDoom, 6 streak for Kusqt as well. Cauterize 2's coming online. doesupz with the Chronos just to keep that rolling a little bit more fluid. Has the Scout available as well, which is worth noting because they're going to know exactly where Plum and where Corvanor are because they were the 2 key clutch pickups in that first team fight in round number 1. So knowing if they change their positioning strategy is going to be very valuable information hand delivered by doesupz Cassie.
To me, looking at this, there's a little bit of miscommunication not working with the items. We'll talk about that in a little bit in my eyes, but I think Willow's maybe being tasked to do too much for this team. So they don't really have a lot of cauterizes to counteract any of the sustain from Astral Authority. The Dead Zone can negate that completely. Not really able to focus on the point since the aggressiveness from Kusqt and doesupz is unrelenting, but this could be big. Nice reversal. He could have turned the tide of this fight here. Goes to the window. He might be able to find her.
One more dash. Everyone's very low. Maldamba doing his best to keep everyone healed up. Topped off. Rovaniik actually moves out with about half HP. One more shot from doesupz is going to do it, and he stays alive. Gets into the healing totem and looks to get himself topped off. Kusqt finds Willow. More low targets in the back line. Big 910. Threading the needle. Double kill for doesupz as he continues to Rick, rattle, and roll through this team fight.
Like a shower before a jacuzzi. Just gets in for a little bit and then gets out ready for the real action. I love the awareness of the battlefield to get a little bit of help from the healing totem before going back to frag. And doesupz on an 8 streak is certainly doing that. Putting them low and Kusqt just finishing them off. And this is the duo that has been so dominant for Astral Authority consistently over the last year. They continue their winning ways here. 3-0 on Ice Mines. A 4-0 on Ice Mines is not something we see quite often.
No, but
nearly
Astral
never.
Authority is the team to do it. They have so much momentum on their side and can turn a fight, you know, at the flick of a switch or at the pop of a Tempest as well. Some lower priority
That's
characters.
like the 3rd time.
Seedling hitting that cliffside there, 4 heads in chat.
Yeah, you gotta, there's the Dead Zone though. Look at this Dome Shield. 20,000 healing just went down as a result of that Dead Zone. So that is the power of Scorched Earth. You may not have noticed that interaction, but that was just his right mouse button absolutely doing 10,000 damage to that shield every second.
taking out Kusqt in a little bit of a boxing match there, but Vex30 there to clean up Kusqt's mess. Only 3 members here for Astral Authority. They do have a tank and a healer, though, which is very important, and as well as the Cassie here. Very fortunate that doesupz didn't get stunned in line of sight of Corvanor Shaolin.
Almost not even sure how that happened, because he had to have line of sight to stun him, so must have just...
Don't you underestimate Paladins hitboxes.
Had the luck of the draw on his side there for that moment of glory, and does go the other way around, though. Nice plays by Rovaniik to get a little damage as he's poppy bombing away. doesupz definitely a big target, but Evulli seems to have gotten him covered. Rovaniik just out in the middle of stairwell, and he's not able to get away from the DPS from Ruckus. Seedlings here, nothing to be scared about, and they're going to heal right back up with Vex30.
Need to get something going here. Woogly are struggling to find picks. Evulli will go down there. Heat Haze is going to cost them that. wizdude does fall, so no more sustain for Woogly as Astral Authority now breathing down their necks, but Rovaniik does pick up Vex30. doesupz still in the back line, rolling through, gets stunned out. One more shot from anyone will do it. It will be Rovaniik to send him home.
Corvanor still alive just by the hair on his chinny chin, and he and his teammates looking to defend desperately to give themselves another chance at a point fight to let this Willow pick pan out for them. Plum not had a lot of success. He's missed a lot of seedlings there, showing maybe the newness of this champion for him, maybe some of the difficulties on this map that they haven't necessarily practiced, but it is important that he puts that Scorched Earth legendary to use. So far, Barrick on a 12 streak, and again, he's the one trying to be countered.
Oh, big reversal from Kusqt to take down Plum as well. Finds a double kill with Rovaniik. Trying to hold this down this front line. Makoa is not going to be lasting much longer there. Goes down to WarDoom. Overtime coming through. Big damage onto the Shaolin. Waiting it patiently. Will miss the roll shot here, so a little bit of a boxing match happening. All the while, the payload continues to roll forward, upwards, and inwards.
Well, some fun fanfare for people to watch Willow being played for the first time in the Paladins competitive scene. Didn't really go her way, but you could definitely say that Astral Authority were the premier team in that matchup. No matter the fact that Hi-Rez was really not even picked up.
Yeah, so at a high level, what were you trying to say about the items earlier?
So what I was trying to say is that Willow essentially is doing the job of essential full Hi-Rez. But because of that, they seem to itemize completely away. Even Willow picked up Wrecker. Everyone had Wrecker except ASDF, Makoa, who had 1 level of Hi-Rez by round 2. So to me, that was asking Dead Zone to do a lot, because it either does it all or it does nothing. And a lot of the times, Plum was dying, so they essentially just had no healing mitigation, which is what they just put a little bit too much on Willow, I think.
You look at what Scorched Earth does. It's kind of like such a good Hi-Rez ability Dead Zone is, and it's such a good shield killing ability Dead Zone is, but doing, the shields are stationary.
Yeah.
It's going to get full value every time you pop it against a shield. And these guys aren't stupid. They're not going to stand in the dead zone very long. Once they leave, if you don't have Hi-Rez, that's it.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is that that's such a long cooldown. They count all of your anti-healing on just that cooldown. It's a bit of a risk, even though there is a stationary healing opportunity with Grok's Totem. I see the logic, but I just don't think in practice it works that way to really have the efficacy they need to stop the healing that is coming out for Astral Authority. But unfortunately, that is going to be it for this set. We do have much more Paladins coming up. That's just the first of the day. We've got 2 more sets for you. The semifinals down below. Denial, your friend Stolzy, Bidey, and the rest of the gang will be facing off in their first showcase in the Summer Open Premier Qualifiers. And we'll also see the final game versus Astral Authority and the winner of that second set. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you back in just a few minutes.